Hello everybody, this is Hybrid, and basically, if you couldn't tell by the title of the video or the image that's up right now, this is my 100th video, which is a pretty big deal to me because I made my first video, especially my comic book related video, on July 6th, 2011, which is kind of far away. It's almost a year basically, and that video is comic book versus number one, Captain America versus Batman. So I was just kind of starting out the whole comic book versus thing and the video uploading thing with YouTube. At the time, I was using a really bad mic. I was using bad editing. So it's just when I look back at it now, on like how my videos have progressed throughout, my uploads and whatnot, it's a pretty big step for me. So I feel I just feel pretty good about I've made 100 videos. I've gained about 172 subscribers, which is quite a bit, I think. At least for me, it's quite a bit because when you really think about it, that's 172 people right there who have decided I'm gonna watch this guy's video because I like this guy's video or videos. So to me, it's just today is just a big step forward for me. I hope I can eventually get to 200 videos, and I've been talking to White Sheep, and we both have something really epic planned for 200 subs when it comes around. So yeah, I read through a bunch of comments, like not just the recent ones, but ones from all the way back, and I realized a bunch of people gave me requests. I read the comments on my channel wall. I guess you could call it that. I also checked my inboxes and read messages there. So I've gotten a bunch of things people have asked me to do, like my top Marvel Cinematic Universe films, my favorite heroes, my favorite superhero cartoon, my favorite Spider-Man villain, and also like someone asked me what my favorite kind of B/C list hero is. So I'm also gonna answer that as well. And besides that, yeah, just get started. And just so you know, though, I'm not making this video for views or anything, so I really don't care if it gets a lot of views. I'm not going to delete it or anything. And honestly, I'm just going to have fun with this video, and I hope you enjoy it. So, yeah, let's get right down to it. Start off with the top MCU films, and just so you know, I'm recording this in segments, so the audio at times might sound different in between different, segments. So, yeah, let's get started. Okay, so my favorite or top MCU films. Number one, Avengers. Essentially, I can wrap up why in the fact that it's not only a great film with a great cast and a great production and great director and stuff like that, but it's also essentially a comic book fan's dream come to life. You don't even have to like Marvel to, if you're a comic book fan, to at least enjoy what this movie has done. Like it literally brought what people thought wouldn't be able to happen, which was a bunch of different characters, and in Joss Whedon's words, it's unprecedented because no one I bet expected this when they saw the first Iron Man. At least not until they saw the after scene credits with Nick Fury. So honestly, I'm happy for Marvel. I'm glad they ended up making the Avengers, and I'm glad they didn't just basically make a cheap film because they knew it had a lot of hype. I'm glad they put time into it, and I'm glad they put money into it because it really paid off. So then we get to number two. Number two is essentially the reason why we even have all these movies in the first place, and that's Iron Man. So the film Iron Man, the plot basically built off the more modern, interpretation of Iron Man, you could say. And honestly, now they're making their third film currently, and I wish for the best for it. And I don't know. I don't really know much more to say about it than that. Then we have number three on my list, which is Thor. I have it on here not because of the great casting they did or the acting they did, minus Natalie Portman. I didn't feel she did the strongest acting she could have. But honestly, it's a great film. I really enjoyed it, and I feel this was the film that basically cemented in everybody's head that they're actually going to do the Avengers. Because before then, it was talked about, and they did say they were going to do it. But really, I think with Thor, Marvel got their game together fully and was like, you know what? This, this, and Captain America are our last films, and we need these to be the best they can be. And also, Anthony Hopkins, amazing job as Odin. I just can't really picture anyone else anymore as Odin, same way I can't picture anyone else as Thor. So now we go to my number 4 movie, and that's Iron Man 2. I know a lot of people might disagree with me on this, why I have Iron Man 2 number 4, it should be number 2, or it should be number 3, things like that. But for me, I felt Iron Man 2, it really captured a part of Tony Stark we don't see often in comics. And I feel another way they could have captured it was obviously the demon in the bottle scenario or storyline, but they decided not to go with that, and they chose a very interesting route, which seemingly blended in with the other films, yet also staying with its own sense. And the only thing I really didn't like about this film was the fact that I feel with the villain, they kind of didn't really get that creative with the villain, because yes, they were creative obviously with the choice, but I feel at the end of it, the whole him wearing a suit thing was really unnecessary. And eventually maybe I'll do a review of it, and I could talk more about it now, but for the sake of the time this video is, I'm not really going to go into it. Then we have Captain America. I really did enjoy Captain America as number 5, which obviously makes Hulk number 6. But back to Captain America, I think they did a great job. I really did enjoy how they did the whole skinny Rogers to big Rogers. I really did get the message there that they were, at least the message I think they were putting out, which was, it doesn't matter what you are basically, or what you look like, how big you are, how small you are. It matters what's inside. So I really did enjoy that they had a message like that in there, and I thought it was a good movie overall. Except for I did feel it was a little rushed at times. Like you could really see that they wanted to make sure you knew that this goes in this, and this goes with this, and the universes all come together, because it was the last film before Avengers, so it was to be expected, you could say. But besides that, I thought it was a great film. And the last one on my list is Hulk, or The Incredible Hulk. And I enjoyed the film too. To be honest, I enjoyed every single Marvel Cinematic Universe film that they made. It's just that some of them I thought were better than others, and some of them I enjoyed more than others. So all in all, I'm not saying any of these films are bad, but what I'm saying is basically I enjoyed Avengers much more than I enjoyed the Hulk, and I enjoyed Iron Man much more than I enjoyed Captain America. So really that's all I'm saying. And honestly, with The Incredible Hulk, I thought it was a good film and all, but at times I felt as if they didn't really want to do this. And by that I mean, I don't think that when they were writing this, I didn't feel like they really wanted to incorporate all the other films with it. And it makes sense because this came out nearby when Iron Man came out, so most likely Marvel didn't decide fully yet if they were going to make Avengers or not. But still, I feel like the way they made this film, yes, they had S.H.I.E.L.D. in it and whatnot, and they had some hints to possibly doing other films, but I just feel that a lot of times in the film that the writers were debating on whether to include another whole universe full of heroes in this, or just keep it to the Hulk. So yeah, but I still enjoyed the film, and I'm not knocking it in any way, but that's just my opinions. And let's go on to my next thing, which is my favorite heroes, top 5 actually. Okay, so that's the end of part 1. I'm actually going to split this all up into 3 parts. Part 1 being what you saw here, and part 2 being my 5 favorite heroes, and then also my top Spider-Man villains. As the movie comes out soon, so I thought I'd do that as well. And someone actually asked me that, I guess. So basically, just wanted to give a heads up there. There's 2 more videos coming of this. It probably won't come out. The last one probably won't come out until later tonight, most likely, due to my computer being quite the slow render of videos. But yeah, just a heads up there, and see you at the next video.